Hey guys, Corey from Aquarium Co-op. It's Real Fish Talk, another episode. Today is going to be part two of the breeding fish for profit slash how to make your first $1,000 making fish. So we went over a bunch of stuff. If you haven't seen the first one, check it out. I'll put a link down below and maybe right here, something like that. Make sure that you've seen the first one because the first one's very important to see before you see this one. This one we're going to focus on vendor relationships and things like that. So the first one kind of covers what you should breed and how to identify good products to be making. This one's going to focus on you're making the product. How are we going to deliver it and sell it and make our money? So we'll just jump right into it. We'll figure, you watch the other one, you're super interested, you want to see the next part. So the first thing you need to do is marry yourself to a store. So it might be real simple for you. You might only have one store in your area, and you need to develop a relationship with them because that's the only guy in town. That's all you can do. Your next store is 4 hours away, something like that. You need to become his friend. But let's say you have 5 stores to choose from. Like, in Washington, I might have 30 stores. Like, there's a lot of stores in the state of Washington and a lot of competition. You need to identify the one that you want to be in bed with, so to speak, the most. And befriend them and get a working relationship with them. And here's why. Let's say you've got, like around my store, I've got probably 3 other stores you could drive to in under 15 minutes. And if you're making, let's say, an angelfish or let's say guppies, either one of those, right? If you come and sell me 50, and then you go sell all my competitor stores 50, see now you've sold 200 angels or whatever, guppies, and we all have the same flavor now. Most people can drive 15 minutes to all those stores. And so now what you've done is you've put us all against each other on the same fish. And what's going to happen is, let's say competitor A is selling your angelfish for $9.99. Competitor B is selling it for $12.99. Competitor C is selling it for $9.99 also. And then me, let's say I'm selling it for $15. I'm the most expensive guy. So now I look bad to anyone that shopped the cheaper stores. The guy that's selling at $12.99 looks bad to the 2 other stores selling it cheaper. And then those 2 stores are selling it the cheapest. They'll sell the most. I'll still sell some, even being the highest, and the other guy will sell some too. What'll probably happen is you'll have it so I sell 5 out of 50. The guy at $12.99 will sell 8 or 10. The guys at $9.99 will sell 20 each, and then that's been a month's time. You have more angels than you know what to do with. They're coming out your ears, and you come back to all of us, and here's what happens now. So you walk into a store that's selling at $9.99. They go, well, I got 30 of these things left, and I'm moving very fast. I don't think I can buy anymore. You go to store number 2, it's at $9.99. He's telling you the same thing, going, well, I still got 30 of these things. This is like, I don't know, the market's flooded. You go to the $12.99 guy, and he's definitely like, well, I don't need any of these. In fact, I got to put them on sale. Like, I'm going to take a loss on these things to get rid of them. I'm sitting on 42 angelfish after 30 days. And then you come to a guy like me that's going, wow, I only sold 5. I got 45 left. I am going to discount these and get them out of my store as soon as I can. And we probably all know that you sold them to all the stores at this point because we either price checked each other, we talk, a lot of us are friends. The customers will tell us, did you know this fish is only $9.99 at blah, blah, blah? I didn't. I wish I had known that, And so now, you're on month 2, you sold 0 angelfish. You literally got 0 angelfish. So now you got a big problem on your hands. You got a bunch of angelfish, they all need to eat, they all need to be heated. So then you do the next classic mistake. You go to Craigslist. You start unloading this fish on Craigslist. You're going, well, I only get $3 per angel from the store. So, and they sell them anywhere from $9.99 to $14.99. Okay. if I sell them for $6 each, I'll get twice as much money as I was getting. I'll be cheaper than all of them. I'll sell more than them. All right, yeah, I'll put them on Craigslist, sell them for $6 each. So now you spend another month unloading angels on Craigslist at $6 a piece, and you sell 50 of them, let's say. So all right, you moved another 50. So now you moved 50 to each of us. You moved another 50 on Craigslist. You made your $300 there. That's decent money. I'm not gonna lie, but all the fish store owners now know that you're unloading stuff on Craigslist, which we know now that you're breeding a product and now you're selling it against us. So when you come back in again, it's been 2 months now, we might have sold some more angels, and even if we needed more, we're going, well, we're not going to buy from you. You're selling out from underneath us on Craigslist. Like that, you're already selling to our clientele. That doesn't make sense. And so now you've broken any relationship you were gaining with those stores. So even if you said, well, I know you guys are floating on discus, but I also make these brick red swordtails. They sell really well. We're going to go, well, why would I buy this swordtail from you when you're going to sell it to the customers that are coming to buy angelfish from you on Craigslist? All right, fair, so you're breaking your trust there. So how do you prevent that problem? How do you prevent that scenario we just had where you're making a fish, it's a good fish, you had a good price on it, but no one wants to buy it off you? Well, you got to marry up to a store. So there's those 4 stores. You got to supply one of those stores. You pick one. Now, why was I selling it at 15? Why was I the most expensive guy? Because I know what it takes to breed a fish, and typically I'm willing to pay more for a fish so long as you're going to supply it to me. I'm the only guy that has it. You keep the quality up super high. It always comes in the size I need. It always comes in perfect. You've done lots of culling. You've gotten all the bent fins out, and it's a perfect fish every time for my customer, and they love it. I might be able to give you $5 each for a fish that I sell for 15, and you always keep me in supply. It works out great, But the problem is angels breed too many. Most fish breed too many. How do you deal with a spawn of Oscars? Oh, they just crapped out 5,000 Oscars. You could sell to every store in the state and you'd still be left with 3,000 Oscars. So you got a problem there. The problem is, just because you made a fish doesn't mean you'll get to sell it. That's the thing to know. So you need to price protect what you are selling though. So let's say you married up to my store and you're getting, let's say these are really nice angels. I don't even know what strain, but let's just say, man, I can't live without these angelfish, all right? Yeah, they're great. They're the best ones I ever seen. I'm giving you $4 each. That's good money on an angelfish. You sell me 50 at the first shot, and then you're selling me 30 every month after that. So you're getting like $120 a month off of angelfish. The problem is you can still make way too many. So what you want to do is stop making angelfish. So make a spawn. A spawn's going to be like 700 angelfish. And if you know you're selling me 30 of them every month, well, guess what? One spawn pretty much is like almost a year's worth of angelfish. All right? So that means when they lay eggs every week, don't pull them. That's how you end up being, like in the first video example, you're a guy with 50 aquariums filled with angelfish that you can't unload. You raised up more than the market can bear. That's a bad idea. So what you do is you approach a guy like me, you sell me your angels, and you go, look, I'm flooding out on angels. We need to unload these to a wholesaler, which typically you'll go through a store for that. Or B, you want to sell them on like Aquabid or something like that, like outsource them, get them leaving the state. So, and you want to make sure that your store knows this. You don't want them to find out from a customer. You don't want them to find out by themselves. Like you come to me and you go, look, I got way too many of these things. I'm going to start selling them out of your market. And that means I'm going to ship them away. It should have very minimal impact on your actual store. And usually the bubble is a 50-mile bubble around a store. If there's 50 miles all the way around that store that you're not selling to, or inside that bubble that you're not selling to besides that store, that's a safe range. And if the store can't accept that, you might need to play with a different store. But I'm not worried. Someone that lives 50 miles away, they're going to travel an hour to get to me. They may as well, you can sell to that store that's closest to them, because most of the money for a store is made locally. So outsource outside the store's selling range and be open about it. When you're sneaky about it, all that does is make a store owner think you're selling out from underneath them all the time. Other outlets you don't really want to sell in, the local fish club. If you're selling on a local forum and fish club, you may as well be selling on Craigslist. It's one thing to donate like a group of fish to the club and go, yeah, we're going to raise some money and things like that. It's another thing to set up shop and go, yep, Corey's Angelfish Emporium, stop by every Saturday. I got 1 million fish for you. The best breeders I've ever worked with, they actually are salesmen for my store. They show off their fish and they go, look at this, I got the best fish of blah, blah, blah you've ever seen. And people go, wow, that is the best fish of that I've ever seen. Oh, can I buy some from you? I so badly, I'll give you whatever you want. And they say, no, you can't buy from me, but you can buy from Aquarium Co-op, or you can buy from this store. I only sell to them, and they can sell it to you. And what that does, that builds loyalty between the stores and the breeder. And the breeder, a good breeder knows this. They know that if they really stonewall every time and never sell to the public, we will buy from them that much more. We love that. We love that they're a salesman for us. They protect our margins. And as a byproduct, we get to buy more from them because it's that win-win-win scenario. So the breeder wins because the customer buys a fish. Even though it's not from breeder to customer, it goes breeder to me to customer. The customer's happy because that was an amazing fish. The breeder's happy because I buy more fish. I'm happy because I sold a fish. Now, people try to cut out middlemen all the time, and that's where you get into a sticky situation. There's always more money to be made, but it's never long-term money. Breeding fish is a very long-term industry. Your money is made over long periods of time, as opposed to, like, I got in, made a ton of money, and got out. Those people will always exist, but they'll never be around and make a ton of money on it. And so you don't want to cut out your middlemen, because the middlemen, if they're doing their job correctly, should be selling a decent amount. And if the middleman isn't, and I'm the middleman, I'm the store, if I'm not selling enough fish, there's a problem. Either A, I'm very bad at selling fish. Okay, so let's say that's not the problem. Let's say I'm selling lots of fish at my store, it's got a good reputation, things like that. Sometimes the price is too high, or the market's flooded. If you're breeding a super red bristlenose plecostomus, and so is 5 other people in the area, it's not really my fault that they're not selling super fast out of my store. So you may just tone down production on those for a few months and then ramp it back up when other people jump out of the market. Because what always happens is a market will be, someone's making good money, someone picks up that you're making good money on that. They start breeding it, they're on the way up. Oh, a few people are breeding it, like I should get in on that, it must be good money. So it really surges, so production's way up here, but all of a sudden the price for that fish is down here. So then after the surge, it starts coming back down. Less are being produced, more people are getting out of it. It'll come down, you think like, well, why isn't the price rising? Less people are making it. The market's super saturated. So it basically has to crash. And so the people that are making this fish still going down, here's the price. The amount of people making it's below the price now. No one's making it. Everyone got out. So then what happens is naturally, no one's making this fish, give it 3 or 4 months. Well, super red bristlenose used to be everywhere. I don't get it. They used to be like $3. They were super cheap. Everyone had them. No one's got them. Guess what? Price starts going up a little bit. We have to ship them in from out of state. And then pretty soon, the 5 guys that are making bristlenose going, wait a second. They're paying $6 a bristlenose again. Hold on, I'm getting back in. And then it's going to do it again. So you need to be, you yourself, the guy watching this video, or the girl, whoever you are, watching this video, you need to be the stable guy, the stable person. So that when the price is here, and we've got elevated production, everyone and their grandma is making them, and it's crashing, you're the one person still there making them, and you're going, yep. So we figured out that the price line was $3, and you go, yep, I'll supply them to you at $3. I'm not going to jack up the price to $6, $3, because you know what? You're going to supply, you then control the market. So everyone that needs a super red bristlenose is basically got to come through you, and it's all at $3. And if you raise the price to $6 again, the other guys just join back in. They're going to drive it down. So you're going to go, I was getting $6, and then I was getting $4, and I was getting $3, and I was getting nothing because I couldn't sell any of them. You're much better off getting $3 every day for years and years and years and years and years than $6, $4, no dollars for 5 months, and then back up to $3, and then no dollars. You want slow and steady so you can get your production rate dialed in to how many are actually sold. And that's a very important step. Most people to go, well, I made a blah, blah, blah. I can breed rams. Well, now I'm going to be the biggest ram breeder you've ever seen. I've got 5 million rams. That doesn't do you any good. You need to diversify. So that's a kind of another topic or more speaking about that. But so we're marrying up to a fish store. The other thing you want to do is you want to marry up to the way they do business. So if you know that you're going to breed African cichlids, it does you no good to marry up to my store. I don't sell very many African cichlids at all. And so you want to go to a store that is going to sell a lot of Africans. And it's the same token when you're varying your products that you offer. It doesn't really do you much good to go, well, I breed discus, I breed African cichlids, I breed guppies, and I breed apistogrammas, because typically the same store isn't going to be known for all of those, and you're not going to be known for all of those. You're going to be known for, yeah, he does okay discus, he does great African cichlids, his guppies are, they're okay, and then I don't even remember what the fourth one was, but maybe that's not so good either. You want to be known as the guy like, this guy, he's got corridoras and guppies dialed in. Like, this guy's got it going on. Or, oh man, you're not getting Corey's swordtails? He's got the best swordtails around. You want to get something you're known for and then branch out from that. And you just want to keep adding stable product lines to what you offer. What you don't want to do is, let's say no one's buying your super red bristlenose. You don't want to stop breeding them. You want to continue to have them at that $3 price point, but just use, let's say you needed 5 tanks to keep up with demand for the last 3 years. If no one's buying them, scale down to 1 tank. You still got them. If someone said, I need 20 bristlenose, you can go, I'll have them there to you tomorrow. You want to be able to fulfill that order, but use some of those other things to do some other things like, I've got guppies, I've got green dragon bristlenose going here, I've got corridoras going in this one, so that your offerings expand. So let's talk about other ways to interact with the store. One, you want to come in with some market research done. And so you need to know what something should sell for before you tell them the price. People all the time, they come in and they go, what would you give me for, let's just pick a fish. Let's say it's a green Moscow guppy. And I go, well, I guess it depends on quality and how many fish are we talking and how big are they? Are they ready to sell right away? Like, I'd like to see some. And you're just going to get all these ambiguous answers from me because I don't know the quality of product you have. You might think it's the best. I might go, well, I've seen a lot better. Or I might go, wow, you do have the best. What do you want for them? When you leave it to us, it puts us in an awkward situation where we don't want to offend you, but we also don't want to overpay. So we end up skirting around the thing, dancing around for 30 minutes going, well, what do you want to see for them? What do you want? And it makes it a lot easier on us if you come in with a piece of paper and you go, look, I've got green Moscow guppy pairs that I want to unload at $6 a pair. They'll be full grown. And you showed up with a sample. I can't stress that enough for the breeders. Always come to a store with a sample. And what that means is if you've got 500 guppies sitting there, you need to bag up 6 pairs and you need to come to a store that you want to make friends with and you come with a piece of paper. It's got your little, what you're calling yourself, Corey's Aquatics, Jim Bob's, blood parrots, whatever it is. And then it says the price list. It goes, okay, well, and your contact information. Oh my God, I almost forgot that. That is the worst thing ever. But that's why we want a piece of paper, is so that we can contact you if something was to go wrong, or these things are selling amazing. So many people go, well, I'll stop back in and see how they're doing. We need an email address. We need a phone number. We need these things so we can call you and go, hey, we need more. And you want us to do that. So a piece of paper that says, green Moscow guppies, $6 a pair, your contact information, and then you give the store 6 pairs. And why do you give the store 6 pairs? Because we don't have to evaluate whether that fish is worth $6 or not. If you give me 6 pairs and I put them into a tank and they live and they're doing well and I sell them, instantly, I know the price of $6 is justified, because that means that I made at least $12 off that pair, and that I can get $12 means I can pay $6, and you start it with goodwill. You started a transaction between, let's say it's you at home breeding and me, the store owner. You walked into my store one day, gave me a piece of paper, and then handed me, what is that, $72 worth of fish? That's a great way to start, as long as I sold them. So when I see you next, I go, that worked out pretty well. What else you got? And you got some more of those? I'd like to buy some of those. I'd like to keep making money from you. That was a good start. And you can never really have that conversation go badly if you start out with donating fish. Now, if you walk in and you talk me into buying 6 pairs at $6 a pair, and I invest $36, and none of them sell, and I see you 2 or 3 weeks later, when you walk in, I look at you as a $36 loss, and I'm not excited to see you, and I don't want to hear about how you've got the best super red bristlenose I've ever seen. I'm going, well, I heard that sales pitch last time, and they're not selling. That's the problem I'm having. So yeah, you need to test your market. You always want to donate fish, and I know that seems counterintuitive, but realize in a market where you might take $1,000 from me every year off of one tank, to hand me $30 worth of fish to start that relationship is a no-brainer. And so a lot of breeders, they'll always bring a sample of the fish before they negotiate the price. Everyone's on the same page. And sometimes we might go, well, a good breeder, usually they'll bring in a fish. They won't even ask for the price. It won't be the first time you've ever dealt with them, but they'll bring in a fish and go, let's see what we can get for this fish. Okay, oh, whoa, we're selling that for $20 a pair? All right, well, yeah, I can give you $8 or $9 a pair. When they might have put down on paper $6 a pair. But we found that out because fish were donated to me. I made money, and I go, I think this is a sustainable thing. This thing sold out pretty quick. I think we can do this. And that's an important aspect, is the relationship between you and the store. So protecting that at all costs, pretty important. Building that relationship. And the end goal is that, you start with your green Moscow guppies. Now you're selling me super red bristlenose. Now you're selling me cherry shrimp and Java moss and snails and all of a sudden you might be showing up to my store once a month and I'm writing you a check for $400 or $500. That feels pretty good, and that's a sustainable thing. When you can start counting on income like that, you got 4, 5, 6 months in a row where you've gotten at least $200 out of my pocket. You can start going, well, if I take all this money I'm making and I start investing into more tanks, maybe a little more space, something like that, it's reliable. But a lot of people, they get that first $200 check and they go, oh, it's on. I'm going to invest thousands of dollars. Like, I can see where this is going. This is going to be great. And it doesn't always work out that way. There could be, and breeders, they don't think like a store does or the public does. Like, they don't realize that you're cranking out, let's say you're selling 500 guppies a month to a few different stores in your state, outside of each other's ranges, and you're shipping them online. And then summer hits. You're still cranking out 500 guppies a month, and yet no one's selling guppies. No one buys fish in the summer, So you've made this facility, you've got overhead, you've got all these problems. You're going, no one's buying fish. I don't get it. Well, it's the summer. No one is buying fish. So you got to take it slow and build the correct relationships. And remember who helped you build your empire. So when the guy that took a chance on you buying your fish keeps doing it, you don't want to forget the little guy. Even if you become the biggest trophiest breeder in the world, always take care of that store that helped you get your start. Go through your middleman when you start selling wholesale. It usually will just work out better. So what'll happen is, let's say you've got 1,000 guppies in excess. Let's pick an easier number, 500 guppies. That's a more logical number that you need to unload to a wholesaler. Go through your store and say, look, I need 50 cents per guppy. I don't care what you can negotiate with the wholesaler, but I need 500 guppies to leave next month. And if they can sell them to the wholesaler for 40 cents or 35 cents, don't be angry that they're making 15 cents off of every one of your guppies. Be happy that it was a win-win-win scenario, so that you got rid of your guppies, you got money you needed, and maybe they said, well, I can give you 40 cents because they're only going to give me 30 cents, and I got to make 10 cents, and that puts $50 in my pocket, and you're thinking, well, you didn't even do any of the work. We are doing some of the work. What we're doing is, you're using our relationship with our vendor we buy from of, tens of thousands, hundreds of $1,000s a year from them, and we're putting our reputation on the line that they're going to enjoy these fish and they're going to be able to sell them. And so when we take that fish from you, we're going to want it to arrive, like let's say our fish delivery, let's say it's a hand delivery and it arrives on a Wednesday. We're going to say, well, I need those 500 guppies Wednesday morning. They need to be bagged like this. Let's say it's 100 guppies to a bag, or 50, or whatever the wholesaler's going to want. We're going to put them in a styrofoam and a heat pack and get them all ready. Then we're going to get our fish delivery, and we're going to hand all those fish off to the wholesaler. And typically, we don't even get cash. That's the thing. We're going to get credit. And so, when we're saying we're going to get 30 cents each, we're going to get 30 cents credit each. Or we're going to get 40 cents credit each, and we got to give you 30 cents cash. So we make 10 cents per guppy, but we're just the middleman, and we made it easy. So instead of you having to drive 4 hours to go unload those guppies and somehow get your way in the door with that wholesaler, we make it easy. You show up to us, you make your delivery like you normally would, like here's 500 guppies for the wholesaler. Oh, here's the 30 you needed and these other fish you needed. Oh, and by the way, while I'm here, I'm going to buy this brine shrimp. And then we unload that to there. It's a win-win-win. The wholesaler should be happy because they got a locally bred fish that will live and be nice. I'll be happy because I made some money on it. My store stays stocked. I get it at a cheaper rate. So it's a win-win-win. You still went home with money in your pocket, and you can further your fish room. So the last thing I'm going to talk about in this episode is just don't shoot for the moon. That you can always gouge someone and get more money, but it won't work out long term, I promise you. No one likes being taken advantage of, and if you've got something that the store just doesn't know how much it's to sell for, like let's pretend I don't know how much a yellow lab cichlid should sell for, or I say I think I can sell them for $20 each. It's your duty to go, well, I feel like the MSRP on this fish should be $7.99, and that's why I'm selling it to you at $2 per yellow lab. And I recommend you sell it at $7.99. That's 4 times your money, and you'll sell a lot of them. And if you're at $20 a piece, I'm afraid you're not going to be able to move enough of them for me, and I'll have to use a different store. I'd much rather see you make 4 times your money over and over and over again, which means I can make a lot of them and sell a lot of them, versus you sell 5 at 20, but I make 50 a month. That's going to be a problem for me, and so I need you to sell them lower. That's part of your job too, because a fish store owner, as good as they are, they don't know every market. They might not know. It's like, oh, well, no one's got yellow labs. Then it turns out, well, this store and this store do, and they're selling them at $6 each, and you're trying to get 20. You're going to look bad. Like, just an FYI. I'm not even selling those ones to them, but I'm trying to help you make money so that I make money. And, because you're going, well, this guy will buy 20 off me, and he'll give me $8 a piece. Okay, that's $160, but you burn that bridge. The minute he finds out that other stores are retailing them at $6 or $8 or whatever it is, he's going to look at you going, oh, that's the guy that basically stole from me. That was nice. I'll never buy from him again. So that's all part of that relationship. And when you're in the big time, so to speak, you might have a relationship with 2, 3, 4, 5 stores that are very far away. Like you might go, well, it's a 2-hour trip over there, and I hit 2 stores while I'm over there that are, 75 miles apart. And then this part of the month, I go over to the west, and I hit 2 stores over there that are, 3, 4 hours away. And then I go south one week, and you put, as far as your car can drive in a day, that's where you want to be unloading fish, all around the epicenter of your home store that's the closest to you. Take care of them first, branch out as you can, but they're always going to be the easiest. There's nothing better than, let me go unload a buttload of fish to the guy that's 10 minutes from me, and I can do that every week, versus, oh God, I got to do it's 4 hours out there. Yeah, I'm going to unload to 2 stores. Oh, only 1 store's buying this week. Ugh, that means I'm only getting half as much as I should. And then it's a 4-hour trip back. Like, oh, man, so I'm 8 hours in. I'm only making this much. But if you don't keep selling to them, they got no reason to buy from you. You got to be that consistent guy. So your home store is the one you really want to take care of. They're going to buy from you all the time. It's the easiest to work with, that type of thing. And then, so you've got all those supply chains. If you can out-supply those, maybe it makes sense to go online. But I'll tell you, selling online's its own bear. Everyone wants the personal level of service. Well, I need you to only ship it on a Wednesday. Oh, and make sure you have it held at the post office. Oh, and make sure you do this and this and this, and make sure you only ship me five males and 1 female because it's going to fix my ratio. If you don't remember that, that's going to be a problem. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I'm actually on vacation, so you can't ship it next week. Oh, my work schedule got changed. I need you to ship it on a different day. Could you please hold that? Oh my God, it's snowing. Don't ship it. All those things happened in a week. All those things happened in 1 week, and you're going, well, I still have to go to work. I'm still breeding these fish. Like, you've got your day job, then you've got your hobby job, which is the fish room, and you don't want to be managing all those other customers. So it's a lot easier to go, well, every Saturday, I deliver a buttload of fish to my local fish store. Isn't that nice? Versus, oh yeah, I got 12 packages going out, and they got to go out on a different day at a different time with a different parameter. And this one wants FedEx, this one wants UPS, this one wants USPS. So it's a nightmare. But we'll go into that in another video, shipping fish and doing stuff like that. This is just episode number 2, developing a good relationship with your local store for a local outlet. That is the easiest money you will make, is a local outlet that can buy regularly from you. I promise you that. It might not be the most money you make, but it will be the easiest money you make. And for me and many other breeders, it's our favorite way to make money because it's super easy, and they're a great source to have. When you go, oh, I'm really looking for this, I go, well, I'll buy that wholesale, And a lot of times I'll give fish to my breeders. I'll give you the first batch. Here, take these 6 fish home. When they breed, give me the first batch. We'll call it even. Then I'll buy them from you. And so you're not putting money out all of a sudden. It's a great relationship to have, but make sure you watch the first episode if you already haven't. Check out our other episodes on other topics. We do, day in the fish room. You can see what my fish room's like. Things like that. Quick Tip Tuesdays. We appreciate you watching, and tune in for the next one. Thanks, guys.